on holiday to London in July, and they were asking me what areas of London they should visit, because they don't just want to do the touristy things, they want to do, things that a normal Londoner might do, which is quite cool. And I thought, that was a really kind of nice question, and it was sort of, it's quite interesting. I've never really known a tourist want to find out, what the locals of London do. They have asked me to tell them the best touristy things to do as well. So, my big tip is, if the weather is good, which, is exactly likely, but you never know, you might be lucky, it's July after all, I would definitely do an open top tour bus. It is expensive, but London is definitely one of those cities where it's just so sprawling. There are so many different areas that you want to either take photos of or just, experience and see which areas you like the look of. And then it's like a hop on, hop off policy. I think it lasts for 48 hours, so it's actually not a bad deal, because it kind of includes travel, So yeah, it kind of, there's open top buses that you go to Buckingham Palace and down the Mall and all around Oxford Circus and Piccadilly and Victoria and gosh, I've run out of tourist places. There are many, Parliament Square and the House of Parliament, obviously, and the London Eye, which is the big wheel on the Thames, just in case people are like, what? I think that's the thing about London, is that really, of any city I've ever been to, the open top tour buses, they really are worth it, because it's definitely one of the, a sprawling city. It's a massive, massive city, really. It is similar to New York in that way, but kind of New York is quite, or I found that all the places I wanted to visit in New York were actually, they're all in Manhattan, really. Actually, since I've been back, I lived there for a year, and obviously it makes it different a bit, but when I first went there, on holiday, I thought much more than London. New York is more compact, but yeah, so I would do that, and I wouldn't bother doing the Buckingham Palace tour. You can go in Buckingham Palace, but it's not really worth it. You don't see very much, and it's just not great, really. And you do have to book a lot in advance, I think. I would do the London Eye, so I would go up in the big wheel if it's a really clear day. Don't do it if it's really warm but quite hazy. Don't do it. It's quite expensive. It's about £20 a ticket. It's half an hour. You go up really slowly, and it basically gives you an amazing view of London, which is fantastic if it's a clear day. If it's not, don't bother. I would. What else would I do? Oh, I would do quite a gruesome one, but the Jack the Ripper walks. If you go to any kind of tourist information centre and ask them about the Jack the Ripper walks, there's one that leaves at 7 p.m. I think most evenings from Tower Hill Tube Station, London Underground Station. And it's so good. It kind of goes around all the areas where Jack the Ripper killed his victims, and kind of the areas that all of that was happening in. And the great thing about East of London is that it really has, obviously it's completely changed, but there are some bits of it that are quite similar, and you can still get the feeling that, I don't know, there's something haunting, chilling about it, but it's just quite a fun thing to do, a bit of a kind of alternative tourist thing to do. Other areas that I would recommend visiting would be, if you're here on a Sunday, go to it's signposted from there. It's not far. It's like a 5-minute walk. But you get some really cool bargains in terms of like clothing and accessories, and it kind of just gives you a proper kind of feeling of London as well, like market stalls and all that kind of stuff. It's just quite cool. You don't get that many tourists. It is mostly Londoners looking for a bargain. I would also recommend Temple. It's called Temple, and it's, oh god, how do I explain Temple? Basically, if you walk all the way along the Strand, which is the theatre strip, a bit like Broadway, I guess. But if you go from Trafalgar Square and walk all the way along the Strand and just keep going, so keep walking, you go past, there's like a church, I think it's St Mary's Le Strand, and just keep going past the kind of law courts and so on, and then you'll see a sign, and it's directly across the road from McDonald's, and I don't know how I remember that, but I just do. It's a sign on the right hand side that shows you, it points down to Temples. Definitely make the effort to go there. It's amazing. It's basically this little town within the city. It's hard to explain. It's like, I think it's like a university, and all university academics, and then religious academics and stuff live there. But actually, what it is itself is that you go down these cobbledy old streets, and it's quite hard to find, which is why I've told you where the sign is, because people often miss the sign. But it's actually a church that dates back from the Knights Templar, but it's within this kind of court, and it's just amazing. And the whole idea of building the church there was that it would be more hidden. The Knights Templar wanted it to be hidden, and it kind of tells you all about the history when you're at the church, but it's incredible. It's like, in the middle of proper, London. I mean, you're getting towards the financial district now, there is this old ancient church, and like there's pillars with little, really high pillars in the courtyard with the statues of the Knights Templar there. I think that the Da Vinci Code actually filmed there, or I'm not sure if they got permission in the end, but I know that they wanted to film there. I know the book is set in Temple, or I think one of the clues in the book he finds at Temple, but that is just definitely worth it, going there. I would also just literally wander around Soho, so look out for places like Soho Square, and Dean Street, and kind of all of that area. There's some amazing little streets in East Castle Street and Marketplace, and Cavendish Street and Goode Street. Charlotte Street is amazing as well. There really are some beautiful places around Soho if you just literally take maybe 2 hours or 3 hours and just want to walk around. And the little, there's tiny little alleyways that have been there for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they're still there. And yeah, I mean, Dean Street is fantastic if you want to go for a lunch or something. It's really, really busy, but it is fantastic. You get some great food, and yeah, I mean, there are loads of places, but that's just a few. I will do another video about this, just because the email I got was so nice, and I really want to help the guy find some great places and make his holiday in London so good. He's got like 2 weeks